start, didn't you? From the moment you opened your eyes in that hospital, you knew it wouldn't go away. That you've been fighting the pain and confronting your phantoms the whole time. Knowing full well the battle would never end, not till the day you die. I respect that now, more than ever. It's an honor and a privilege, Big Boss.
Okay. Let's take a look at what caused that nonsense.
"12 hours after exposure to the blood of a symptomatic colleague, I found myself making my way up the stairs to this room. And I am not alone. Everyone who's infected, we've all come up here wanting to get outside. I know full well I mustn't leave, given the possibility I'm infected. Yet, I can't contain this urge I feel inside me, like the alcoholic who tries to make any excuse for one more drink. Every step I took up those stairs filled me with this sense of bliss. I still have all my wits about me. It took no time at all to rewire the electronic lock and open the emergency exit. Then, just as I was about to set foot outside, I finally realized what was going on. This desire for freedom is not my own, but that of the vocal cord parasites inside me. They want the ravens to feed on us, pecking us to death. Attracted by these sweet secretions, they have mutated to facilitate this. The sweet smell is powerful enough to attract even a species with such a weak nose. So, before the parasites take complete control, I must. Most of the staff in here are already infected. At least, everyone I've looked at is. Infection with this parasite causes a high fever in the pharynx. I have modified a pair of night vision goggles to react only to this temperature range. With these goggles, you can identify who is infected. Other infected will, like me, feel compelled to make it outside. If the ravens get their meal, they'll head for land next. That cannot be allowed to happen.
The whole idea of the vocal cord parasites was that they'd only copulate once exposed to a specific language over time. But the parasites infecting our men in the laboratory laid their eggs straight away. The larvae were eating their lung tissue almost immediately. What kind of mutation was it?
Those who were infected and cured still carried the vocal cord parasites in their throats. They were still there, but the males had been rendered female by the Volbachia, and copulation could not occur. So we thought, but it is the Volbachia that mutated.
Not the parasites?
You remember I told you the Volbachia attempts to maximize its number of female infected hosts?
Yes, hence the male-to-female transformation.
Precisely. But other Volbachia strains use different methods. Cytoplasmic incompatibility, killing the males, and parthenogenesis.
Parthenogenesis? Aphids? Aphids use that to reproduce via females only.
Very good. The females lay their eggs without a male present, creating clones of themselves in explosive numbers. Parthenogenesis was originally a means for an organism to take maximum advantage of abundant resources by increasing its numbers. Certain strains of Wolbachia force this to occur, to create more and more infected females.
And that's why our men develop symptoms in the blink of an eye.
Wolbachia, causing parthenogenesis, is common in parasitic wasps. Of course, the Wolbachia I introduced to you men did not have this characteristic, but I believe the mutation, whatever it was, caused it to force parthenogenesis in its host, the vocal cord parasites. The Wolbachia we used to prevent egg laying became the agent of limitless reproduction.
There's something else. The symptomatic infected in the laboratory all wanted to get outside, even knowing there was napalm waiting for them out there. You said the parasites made them act that way, but parasites controlling humans. Is it possible?
Parasites altering the host's behavior is a common occurrence in the world of nature. Long ago, the vocal cord parasites had this ability, but even I never foresaw they might control humans, until I heard the things your man said.
You mean the researcher on the top floor? The bit about, I'm not a snail.
Yes. Among parasitic worms, there is a genus called Leucochloridium that uses snails as intermediary hosts. As you know, snails prefer dark, gloomy environments. But once parasitized by Leucochloridium, they desire to be in the light. And that is not all. The parasitic worms thrust themselves into the snail's antennae, making them swell to abnormal size. The snail, meanwhile, frantically wiggles its antennae as the parasites squirm inside. The swollen, wriggling antennae soon resemble caterpillars.
I don't get it.
It is so they can be eaten by birds. Leucochloridium needs a bird as its definitive host. To breed, they require their snail host to be snapped up by a predator. So they make the humble snail appear to be a delicious caterpillar and lead it to somewhere in open sight.
So you mean the staff trying to get outside
was so the birds could pick at them. The parasites altered their mental state, making them crave higher places and to be outdoors. I can only surmise that both the Wolbachia and the parasites mutated before the ancestors of the vocal cord parasites infected humans. Their hosts were birds. What we saw in the laboratory was some throwback to that time. The parasites attempting to make birds their intermediary hosts.
It sounds insane.
A praying mantis that is host to a parasitic hairworm will dive into water and drown itself, just so the hairworm can lay its eggs in water. Rats infected with Toxoplasma gondii lose their instinctive caution and run right up to cats. Just some of the many ways parasites control the host.
But we're humans. Surely our minds are too complex for that.
I thought just the same. Free will is what makes us human, so it never occurred to me that the parasites could be controlling the symptomatic. But the mood, the will of a person can be easily affected by the balance of their cerebral substances. Take the toxoplasma I mentioned. It does infect humans, and it is thought the infected develop a more reckless attitude.
But to think that mutations occurred in both the Wolbachia and its parasite hosts,
Your observation is most apt. Both mutations occurring at once indicates the presence of a powerful mutagen.
I see. Keep working on narrowing down what it was.
He seems like a different character, which makes sense. I think that has just as much to do with the writing as it does Baker's performance. I don't really mind him. Also, let me see if I can... Sure. Have a good night, Never. Okay, is that it? I think so. I've not, Eddie. I haven't really checked. But he's on PS3 anyway, so I don't know if I could. Have a good night, Dave. And one of my fears, I don't know. I don't really have any overt or irrational fears. I just hate them, Nash. Not you, Pink Wind.
Be careful down there, boss.
Let's move. Scram. Do I hate Bender? As in Futurama Bender. Well, this is all spooky.
It's getting misty. That'll keep visibility down, but watch you don't walk right into an enemy.
I do have a dark history with penguins. Joke just hanging out. Show off. Is it surrounded by mist soldiers? Because that would be rude. I didn't bring nearly enough to combat these guys. Sniper. Don't notice him, it'll be okay. Oh. Ooh. Skullface who? Thank you, whoever you are. I will check that momentarily. I see stunned. Oh, he fell. Damn it. Damn it. Sway.
Fire!
Take him. That's death. Not guaranteed. That's who I think it is. I'm going to be very unhappy. Don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me.
Extract him. Okay, subject is in.
Well, that's just not true.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. Too. Roger that.
Yeah, whatever.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
where's the nearest exfil? Who the hell are those jerks? Should give you line of sight, right? Really? I'm going the wrong way anyway. At least I think so. So you do have a target. This is what I think it is. There are a few left, yeah. By a few, I mean probably about 100. More details on what I'm going to do with those will come later once I figure it out completely.
Coming too.
Howdy, cool anime chick. I thought that name said cool anime clock for a moment. Not even sure how that would work.
Roger.
I will not let her beat me. I will not let her beat me.
This is B-Quad.
I
Arriving
win.
shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ. Gaining altitude. Departing.
It's probably on shake while it's running. I didn't disable that. Do I really have to do more of this bullshit? Is this it? SD. Alright. Thank you for reminding me. Right, so someone has to be murdered. Thank you. How am I retaliating? We'll see. Also, I apparently donated $250 to myself, and this was the message. Well, that didn't work out at all. You'll know what that means when you hear the thing. It'll make sense. I can't finish this tonight if it continues to not give me main ops. That's really, really annoying. I'll try this one. No, it doesn't matter, Johnny Chiba. It is okay. One main op and all. Oh, it said it was an unknown command. That's why it didn't show up. But the message that I apparently sent to myself was some sort of ASCII monstrosity. Let's take a look at this one more time. Oh, I see. It's a penguin that is giving me the message. Fuck you too, nerd. Which is fair. Can I just mow them down? I just want to mow them down. I've had it with the busy work.
Be careful down there, boss.
I'm ready to start murdering people out of boredom. That's a problem. Where'd that lady? Do your job.